the time, you move on to the next level or whatever you may choose to do, what was something that he has said that constantly plays like, I don't know, on repeat?
We have a little saying we do every time we're going to go take BP or just take the field. You want to say it?
Well, you gonna do the guillon? Yeah, just guillon. It's time to guillon, man.
Okay, so it's
get it on here.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. I just had to ask what that was because I said there's going to be that. So in other words, there's going to be one day when we're might be moving on to the next level. You're going to just make that sound, and everybody's going to be like, "What? Oh, that just means lock in." That's going to be something that's going to be carrying on.
Thank you.
So, talk to me real quick, if you would, about the chemistry of the team. Their communication has something that has to be done on the field in terms of understanding when you're asking to move over, slide over, to adjust for either a hitter or a situation. Give me an example of a game that an adjustment is how Grant won the game.
I have an example. When we were playing Douglas, the top of their lineup, they love to play small ball, like very short bunts. So middle of the game, we told our third baseman to come up a little bit so they didn't bunt for the rest of the game and they didn't get those easy runs.
So you took that aspect away from them. That's exactly what you're supposed to do, just being all right. So do either one of you have any athletes or anyone that you aspire to be in your game that's been a part of, or someone you had looked up to?
You have anybody?
Or are you your own person? And that's okay, too.
For me, I had always looked up to my sister. She was 1 year older than me. So I always had someone to look up to, someone to like battle against when I was playing.
Sure.
That was really fun for me.
Mila, what do you think that the impact OU has had on women's softball overall, the fact of how they're playing?
I think they had a good impact. They encouraged more kids to join the sport.
Have any of you had a chance to go to Hall of Fame Stadium to see a game play? What was that like?
There was a lot of energy just in the stands alone, watching the Sooners play.
All right. So let me ask, in a game situation, how much trash talking is going on now at women's softball on the field? A lot, a little, too much, not enough? What is it?
Not enough.
That's all right. Coach, when we start talking about if you had to use some words to describe this team and the season and the accomplishments, what would it be?
Resilient, adapt, adjust, overcome. Like, nobody really knows it because we were trying to keep it a big old secret. Probably everybody knew it. But she can't throw overhand. Something in her shoulder's weird. She can still pitch, but overhand's no good.
But she'll come with it with you.
Whatever's going on up there, she's fine, underhand, but throwing overhand was a problem. I mean, she couldn't. It hurt. And so we had a deal going because we got a young freshman girl who pitched, and so she'd throw first one and the young girl throw the second one. But they went from pitcher to short, just position change. But when she hurt her shoulder, she had to go to first base. Now we're moving 6 people.
Right.
So everybody's in a different spot. And which a ground ball's a ground ball's a ground ball, pick it up, right? A fly ball's a fly ball, catch it. Doesn't matter where you're standing. What position you're playing, you play all the same. Footwork's different. But that's when we got to where Mila's just going to carry the load, and do what physically she was able to do, which was throw underhand. And honestly, the best outing, in my opinion, that she had in her whole career was the game before the finals. Not saying she threw bad in the finals. I'm not. It's just where we wouldn't want her to get, right, is she hit that mark, and I don't know if she's surprised herself. I've always had confidence, or we all did. But every now and then you could just kind of tell Mila wasn't real sure. But she'd go do it. I mean, she'd get after it. But just to get her to have the confidence that we had in her, she had in herself, and those met, that game. And I was so proud of that, and I was so proud for her. But it was probably the best outing that she's had her whole career. as far as the number of walks, her ball strike ratio is where we wanted it. I don't think she dinged anybody. She's had really good
Did she
outings.
want to ding anybody?
No, sir.
Okay,
No,
all right.
sir.
I just have to ask the question.
Yeah, no, that's.
I'm
mistake.
it's just a
we don't-
lighthearted
we
question.
don't
I don't
want
mean
no-
that.
no, we don't want
no,
base
no.
runner
I'm
that.
I'm not trying to condone that
No.
behavior
I
at
know,
all.
sir, but we don't even want ball four. No,
understand.
we don't want base runners.
So, ladies, talk to me about the tournament, the Turnpike 44 tournament. What did it feel to get there at number 1 seed, earning the right to get there? What did that tournament feel like overall?
It was a really fun experience for all of us, but I think we started off really slow our first game. We just needed to get the ball rolling to really start playing to the level we could play.
Key game before playing Southeast at the end, Mila? Was there a key game in your opinion, or how many games did you have to play to get to Southeast? Was it 2 or 1?
It was 2.
2. So which game did you feel the first game against Douglas, or was that who you guys played? Who did you play in the tournament?
We played Capitol Hill and Class NSA.
So out of the 2 games, which one was the more challenging?
Capitol Hill because we were starting off slow.
So slow start. So was that a game that you had to pitch in that one? Is that the one the coach is talking about?
No, I pitched all of them.
He said, oh, I pitched all of them. They put it in your hand. Okay, all right. But you were the team ace. Nothing wrong with that. So, just being for that experience, had you been to the tournament before and had you played as well as you did this year before the tournament this year? Did you feel?
We've been a couple times, me and Mila.
Okay.
You won it your sophomore year?
Yeah, we won sophomore year.
So sophomore year. So wasn't able to get that at the very end. If you had to thank someone for your, for supporting you and being on your side, give me some people who you would like to thank. Abby.
First and foremost, I'd like to thank my mom. She buys me all my equipment.
Okay, I have one rule. Mom has a name. Mom's name?
Miss Adela.
Aha. Okay, all right. Anyone else? You have to say the name. If not, everybody else knows, say mom, dad. We need to know who they are. But anyway, continue.
Tommy Cornish, of course.
Good answer. Okay, all right. Anything else? Anyone else? Okay. Mila, for you?
My mom, Jenna,
All right.
and my dad, Ernest.
All right. Coach, you mentioned something earlier when we were talking is about the community itself. So there's a lot of people, obviously, that you could thank, but there's some names that definitely need to be mentioned.
Oh, man. Mr. Steve St. Sincere and his wife, Naomi. He feeds them kids every time we go play. He shows up at school, and he brings them all kinds of stuff. He brings them good stuff, man. And he's got snacks and stuff for them, fruit and all this stuff. We go play tournament. He'll bring sandwich stuff and fruit stuff and make sure they're hydrated. But he's there for them every single time. And he doesn't have to be. That man could be doing whatever he wants to do. There's no ties for him there. He graduated from there back in the 70s, I believe. But he's just a great man, and we learned a lot from him as far as how to give back and be proud of where you're from, and when you see a chance to do good, do good. And he's just a very good man. Our administration, from our AD in our building, just my humble opinion, I think he's the hardest working guy. I don't know, but he's awesome. He's a big hand. It's Night and what she does to help us out. And but yeah, as far as just right there on the daily, those people are very, very, very important. And obviously my parents, because they're very involved in their kids' life, and they support them, and I appreciate that very, very much. I do. So just a lot of good people, man.
Behind every successful team, you will find that there is a community and a family that does support them. If you want to sum up what we've talked about today in terms of what this team is, it's a team of resiliency and a team in which you can find your inner strength. This is a program that is built upon the legacy of teaching and a program that's built on the legacy of helping you become your best self. So if you are in the area and have an interest in finding that part of your game, look no further than U.S. Grant's softball Lady General team. This is the OKCPS Coaches Show. presented by Metrotech. Also sponsored by TTCU Federal Credit Union, Dental Depot, Bedford Photography, Grinmore Sneaker Boutique, All About Now Photography, Sam's Club, SSM Health, Oklahoma City Community College, Super Prep, Just Burgers, and Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company. We'll take a time out, and we'll come back on the other side. Southeast is up next. I'm Maurice Prince. This is OKC Sports Radio 105.3. to the OKCPS Coaches Show. Yes. I love the energy in the room. Can't you feel it? Hey, tonight we're being presented by Metro Tech Technology Centers, TTCU, Federal Credit Union, Dental Depot, Bedford Photography, Grenmore Sneaker Boutique, All About Now Photography, Sam's Club, SSM Health, OCCC Super Prep, Just Burgers, and Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company. Joining me at the table, I'm happy to deal with the Turnpike champions, also the ACAC High School softball champions. It is the Lady Spartans from Southeast High School. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening.
All right. Now, joining me at the table here, I have sophomore Kaya Hernan.
Yes, sir.
And, of course, I have Alani Herrera, the
Yes, sir.
freshman in the building.
Yes, sir.
And, of course, head coach Brian Franklin. Good evening. Thank
Good
you for
evening.
joining me. I know, Alani, that and I'm sure Kaya told you I ask a whole lot of mean questions and everything, right?
Yeah.
No, we're gonna take it easy on that. So let's just back things up. So I want to come to you first, Alani. In this case, when did your love for softball truly begin?
It began when I was 10. I went through a lot of sports, and I never found a love for it until I met softball.
So when did that love happen? When was that moment where it was, when was that moment?
When I started playing, I felt like that urge of love.
Okay.
When I was playing, practicing, it was just happiness.
Okay, happiness are there. Kaya, what about you? I mean, we're talking about that. When did that passionate softball, you and I, come together?
I started playing around when I was 3 years old. I found the love around when I was 7. But I also watched my stepdad play slow pitch, so that's when I really knew, that was something I wanted to do. He loved it, so I was like, yeah, I wanted to really do it.
So thanks, Dad. We do appreciate that. Coach, when you start talking about athletes, when you have athletes that love the sport, it makes it easy to coach the sport.
Well, it does. I mean, there are still challenges. You're still dealing with high school students and their concerns and their pilladillos, or however you say it.
Distractions.
Distractions, that's a great word. But these girls focus quick. They focus real quick, and that takes a lot of that away, a lot of those distractions away, a lot of I'm a high school girl and my hair needs to be just right for the game away, and puts them in that mode to play.
Coach, you sound like we couldn't go live until the hair was right on the young ladies before we started the broadcast. That's what you make it sound. But honestly, Coach, from the way the season ended last year, coming into this year, what was kind of the goal, and what step did you see your team needed to take coming into this fall?
Well, we lost quite a few seniors last year, and they were leaders on the team. We ended up this year with 2 senior players. I needed them, number one, to step up and be leaders. I needed them to take control of practice, of games, of what was going on the bench. And then I had to ask a tough question of my juniors, my sophomores, and my freshmen to step up and mature quickly and be ready to play and be ready to do their best. And they all did that.
So, ladies, knowing that there was a lack of seniors, that had to be an opportunity. You were with the team the year before. So what did you see your role as coming into this year?
I knew that it wasn't going to be easy. I knew I had to step up and start playing the role. Be a role model for the other young, underclassmen, freshmen, obviously. But, yeah.
I kind of like that, freshman. So, Alani, when you came in, honestly, freshmen are coming up from middle school to the next level. You've probably played at, enough so it's not intimidating for you. But what was the most important thing you felt you needed to do when getting yourself on this team?
I felt like I had to step up too, even though I was a freshman. But it doesn't matter if you're a freshman, junior, sophomore, or senior. You can be a leader too, no matter how old you are. They can be older than you. They can be a follower, but I wanted to be a leader.
I wanted to be a leader. Coach, when we talk about the distractions and things like that, but having the ladies being able to lock in, got you, how would you say the season started and how did it progress after getting them together, having the seniors and then getting everybody to mesh together?
Well, I mean, like any team sport, there were some rough spots along the way. But we did go through an 18-game win streak. where the girls were locked in, they were ready to play, they were focused, they were dedicated. And then we had a couple of games where we tied, and we probably shouldn't have. We probably should have won those games, but that taught them something about themselves. Are you ready to go all in? Because we were coming up after those ties on ACAC and on the Turnpike tournament. And the question to them was, what do you want out of this? What is it that you're trying to accomplish here? If it's just to say, and I've said this before, I say this to, I'm also the head baseball coach, I say it to them as well. If you just want to say you played softball in high school, I'll adjust my coaching. If you want to do something special, then let's all get on the same page. And they did. They got on the same page.
All right, so after the streak was over, what was the mood in the locker room or in the dugout, shall we say, about what changes need to be made?
I kind of seen a little bit of a change. You know, they kind of got down, but we never gave up. You know, we always stuck together. We never gave up on each other. We always came back and found each other as a team, and we stayed together.
Looking at it from your perspective, Alani, when you start looking at how the team was progressing through the season, what was the most challenging moment for you personally?
The most challenging was, I feel like when we lost some games, we went down. We slowly kind of gave up, but then when we had people who were leaders and brought them up and told them there's no point of giving up, we can keep trying harder and harder.
All right. I see you, Kaya, kind of nodding your head there. Do you agree with what she said, or what did she leave out, if anything?
No, I agree completely. You know, yes, we gave up, but there was some girls that we stepped up, and we told them, hey, it's okay. We keep on trying. Don't give up on yourself. Just keep going.
Now, I will say this,
okay,
if I can interject real quick.
Please do.
Both of these ladies were injured during the season and missed several games. And there was some concern about, are they going to be able to come back? They were both knee injuries. How severe are they? We needed clearance from doctors to play again. When they got the clearance, they were different players. They were ready to go all in. Not that they weren't all in before, but there was just a new urgency about both of them after those injuries.
Over the last few years, Coach, what would you say the interest is in Southeast girls softball?
Well, it's grown. It's grown quite a bit. 3 years ago, I think we went 2 and whatever. Then last year we won the Turnpike tournament, and this year we won it back-to-back. The interest has grown. We've got phenomenal players, people who are young ladies who are dedicated to this sport and want to do well, and they do so by showing up at practice, even if coach is gruff. They're there. They're in.
This requires more questions. Oh, that was good. Okay, so what is a Lady Spartan practice like? Anybody, come on.
You want to go first?
Pretend he's not here. I know he's sitting at the end. Pretend he's not here.
It's fun. We have.
Oh, that was a good answer.
It is fun. I mean, sometimes when he has a little grumpy face, it's not that much fun, but it's usually
Him
fun.
grumpy? No.
Yeah,
I know he is.
Kaya, you've known him for a few more years. He's not grumpy,
Oh,
is he?
he's grumpy.
But in doing so, when practices are the way they're really designed to, practices can sometimes be harder than the games. Would you agree that that's how it has been?
Yes.
And when you are competing against each other, how is it making everybody better? What's the competitive level like at a practice?
I feel like it was making us better. You know, we all had some struggles. You know, our coaches, he would compare our games to what we did in the games, and we would go through it through practice. You know, I believe it was our practice before Turnpike. He had us do this one drill, and it was because we were not hitting the best, obviously.
That one
Edison.
drill, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Does it have an ugly name?
No. It was just hitting gaps. You know,
Okay.
working off tee, and I seen a lot of an improvement. Like, we were all hitting gaps during Turnpike, and it was just, yeah.
The coach made mention to you both dealing with injuries this year. When you had time down, what changed about your mentality when you came back from injury that made it so easier to integrate back into the team?
You know, watching girls play the sport that you love, it's very hard. Not being able to step on the field, you know, seeing them get down on themselves, not being able to be on the field and pick them up, it's very hard. So as an athlete, I just wanted to get back as soon as I could.
Okay. All right. Do you have any you'd like to add? Oh, she's like, no, she nailed it.
everything.
She nailed it. Okay. So through the course of the season, so we're getting ready for the Turnpike. What was the mentality of the team itself getting ready to play? I mean, and I want to ask you, what is it like now? I mean, you are back-to-back Turnpike champions. What is it like looking at all the other schools and seeing the level of competition, seeing Grant come up, seeing Class and SAS, Douglas? What is it like seeing that and knowing that this is not just a tournament, that you actually have to put your best effort forward to compete?
Yes, there was a lot of competition throughout the schools. It wasn't just an easy win. We had to work to get there. It wasn't just given to us.
All right. Most difficult match in the Turnpike. Who gets that nod that you had to face?
Grant.
Grant. I could kind of see that. What was so challenging about the Grant game?
I'll go. The beginning of the half, they scored, and I saw our momentum go down, and that's when we had our leaders pick them up and say, "It's okay. Like, we can still come back from that." And ever since when some of the leaders said that, that's when everybody started to hit. That's when everybody just got out of their heads and everything just started locking and just wanted to play.
Coach, is that a philosophy that you said it early on? Is that something that you believe that your teams must be able to do in terms of cultivating on-field leadership? So it's something you said the two seniors needed to establish, then the other players needed to step up. Is that something that you like to cultivate within the team, where there are captains that understand the philosophies of what goals you're trying to establish on the field?
Well, absolutely, and it starts with the two seniors. It ends with the young ladies that only get to play when there's a blowout. It goes across the entire team, and the fact is that we make sure that we talk a lot about playing from behind, and even when we have a lead. That's something I say in our huddle before we bat all the time. You're down 2, you're down 3, and we may be up 2, 3, 4, 5. Play like you're down. Go out there and execute. And it's just a mindset of this team. Nothing is ever given to you. You have to go earn every game, every inning. You have to go earn it. And that's the mindset we play with.
What, from the beginning of the season to the Turnpike Championship, what was the biggest area of growth this team this year had to do?
Well, I say it all the time, and I said it to them, wanting to see that toughness. Our ladies can play. They can hit, they can catch, they can throw. We harp on that in practices about you need to hit whoever you're throwing to in the chest. You need to keep your head in when you're swinging. We harp on those things, but there's a toughness that comes that you have to go out there and win 18 straight. You have to be mentally prepared to meet adversity and whoop it, so to speak. And these young ladies do that. Now, it takes a little effort, and it takes a little coaching. I say that tongue-in-cheek, but, I mean, you've got to prod them on to do that. But when they pick it up and when they're doing it and when they see it works, it's automatic. They run with it, and that's phenomenal to me.
Ladies, during the tournament, the adversity that you faced, you were able to overcome it. What was it like to be at the end right there and know that all the hard work, all the sacrifices, all the tough practices, and accomplish the goal? What did it feel like?
It felt great, just to be there and win it all again. That's all we worked for. That's what we wanted, and we did it.
So now the bar has been set. Alani, now you're part of the bar in terms of setting. What must be done now, from before I even ask that about the next opportunity, what teammate are you most proud of in terms of what they were able to accomplish this season, that if they don't buy in, they don't give the effort, that this team might not have won? Is there any player that you feel that shout out, should you say, that you're saying deserve some love for their sacrifice and what they gave to the team this year?
I would have to say Alani. You know, she pushed through, going
You
through
know you don't get
energies.
any brownie points because you
No,
said it.
I
I'm
promise
just,
you.
I'm just
I
throwing
promise
that.
you.
I got you. I
It's
got
not
you.
even that. You know, she worked hard. You know, coming in as a freshman, I know it's not easy. Like, it's not just given to you. You have to work. You have to put in the work, and that's exactly what she did. She, you know, she did it. I'm proud of her.
Well, that's great. Alani, is there, I mean, it'd be natural for you to go, but is there, how do you feel about that? I mean, first of all, that she acknowledged you in that way. How do you feel about that?
I feel like really good. I mean, yeah, I stepped up, but also Kaya did too. Kaya is a really good player. She worked her butt off. She literally got a doctor's note just for her to play. So, and ever since that, we've been winning nonstop.
Okay. So there's always hearts of the team, and I'm glad that you two have a bond that is established that will help permeate throughout the team. What makes Southeast Lady Spartan softball special?
I would have to say our bond. You know, we are very close. We are family, and that's exactly how we are. We don't have any little groups or hatreds toward each other. We're all together, and we bond very well.
Coach, that's the one part, no matter how much you can coach that the individual belief and trust in each other, that is an amazing thing, because once a team does that, then they're operating with one mindset. And as we talked earlier, we were talking about distractions and various other things. It allows you to not necessarily focus on X's and O's, but focus on execution. That's rare nowadays, just to see that type of love. You can see it sometimes easier in other sports, but softball, that's pretty special, Coach.
Well, it is special. It's uncommon. I'm not shy about telling these ladies that I love them. I mean, I do. I think the world of them, and they are like my daughters. And in the beginning of the year, we had some rocky roads, and I literally brought them to my room and sat them down and said, you guys need to visit and figure out who you are, and I'll be downstairs waiting on you for practice when you're done. And ironically, they came in to practice all holding hands in single file line. It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. They understood the importance of bonding and getting on the same page, and they did that on their own. I may have pushed them to go figure it out.
Sure.
But they did that all on their own, and that's what made this team special. That's what changed this team.
Exactly. So now I can go back to the question I was going to ask a few minutes ago. Now that you have that, what will be required to do for next year? There'll be a new set of freshmen coming in. You will all move up in class. What will be the thing to do in the off season to get this team ready? I mean, because first of all, you're probably going to find some other versions of softball to participate in the meantime. But what will be the most important thing in your minds?
Here you go.
You can go.
I just feel like, you know, we just have to step up, you know, take in the freshmen and, you know, just get to work, you know, can't.
That's all that needs to be said.
Yeah,
You said get to work.
exactly.
Just get back to get to work. Okay, that's it. Hey, we can go ahead and close the show down and everything. But before we do that, who would you like to thank, Kaya, for supporting and being a part of that? And I have one rule. If it's a mom or a dad, you have to actually say their name. You can't just say mom and dad. Okay.
I would say Lanita Herndon.
Okay. Oh, well. All right. Anyone else that you like to thank?
Also, my stepdad, Virgil Carter.
Okay, that's right. The one who kind of opened the door.
Yes, sir.
Good job. Good job. Yeah, that means that whatever you need, Dad'll. Okay, yeah, you did show me some love. Okay. Alani.
Javier Herrera
Okay, is that
and my mom Mercedes
okay?
Zavala.
Okay, all right. Coach, who would it? The community at Southeast is very unique. It's very strong. I don't have enough minutes in a runway to give you to tell you all who you need to thank, but there's always someone who's a part of the team who may not get their love. Who deserves that from you?
Well, I can tell you, first of all, our entire administration at Southeast, including our brand new site athletic coordinator, Coach Russell. I mean, he's phenomenal.
Go, Coach Russell.
He has supported me in every way I know.
And like I said, I love Coach Russell. I've had a chance to meet him. He is outstanding. He had big shoes to fill. Curtis is awesome.
I know.
The legend of Curtis.
The legend of Curtis.
But anyway,
but I mean, he did everything he could, even from scheduling buses for me. The guy was just relentless and did a great job. Our faculty were all supportive. Our parents are extremely supportive.
They're amazing.
And they're amazing. The one special shout out that, and you're not going to believe this. My wife, Marna Franklin, is called Mrs. Coach amongst our players, and she has donated her time, her money. She has made sure that players have shoes when they have no shoes, gloves, stuff to eat, sweet stuff to eat. She's just, she is 100%.
I love the head nod when you said the good stuff to eat. They're like, yeah.
The best cookies I've ever had.
She's 100% bought in to what I'm doing as a coach and what these players are doing as players. I don't know. The only game she ever missed was a couple of the Tulsa games, and that was just because she had to work. But every home game, she was there, and I couldn't ask for any better support in my life than that lady. I mean, I feel like I'm doing what I can do because she says go do it, and it's remarkable.
Well, when it comes to an expectation of excellence and a desire in our heart to win, look no further than Southeast Lady Spartans. Back-to-back Turnpike champions, ACAC champions, but more important, they have a culture, they have a community, and I'm guaranteeing this, if you have a desire, you want to be a part of it. This is the OKCPS Coaches Show. Sponsored by TTCU Federal Credit Union, Dental Depot, Bedford Photography, Grinmore Sneaker Boutique, All About Now Photography, Sam's Club, SSM Health, Oklahoma City Community College, Super Prep, Just Burgers, and Perry Publishing and Broadcasting. The next Coaches Show will be on October 22nd. Now, on this week on PPBC TV on Thursday night, you can check out high school action and football. OCS is taking on Millwood. Then Friday night, Woodward is taking on the mighty Douglas Trojans. Coming up next on OKC Sports Radio, Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs are on the road to face Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars on Monday Night Football. I'm Maurice Prince. Have a great sports week, and we'll salute you as we leave with the champions tonight. And it's a great place to play your sports when it comes to softball. We salute both U.S. Grant and Southeast High School for their participation tonight. Good night.
Injuries don't wait for business hours. Now you can be seen 24/7 for sports injuries. Whether you have a